Adam Levy, sitting here in the Kink Green Room, the man with the guitar. He must be the one who's the talent. And we're going to chit.
Hey, Adam.
Hi,
Washing
how you
Day.
doing?
Beautiful.
Washing Day.
Beautiful. This is which album on your own now?
Well, it's my second as a singer. I actually released a few instrumental records earlier on, but I had a shift about 3 years ago and started focusing on singing, and so this is my second as a singer.
Okay, because everybody knows you back up Norah Jones.
Right.
Tell the truth. Would you rather you sing your songs or have someone else sing your songs?
I'd rather sing them myself, to be honest, you know?
Yeah, sure you would.
You know, somebody like Norah Jones sings that a lot more people are likely to hear it. So, no complaint about that. But it's nice either way. I feel good singing my songs, and it's also nice to turn on the radio and hear something that I wrote come out of somebody else's.
I remember the first time we met. You're part of the famous Tumble Off the Bus show in the Kink Live Performance Lounge. Do you remember that day?
I don't, which is a good indication of how early in the day it was, you know. I didn't know there were two 7:30s in one day. I thought there was just the later one, and I learned that there's actually two, so that was good.
Nora was scheduled to play on the morning show, I think before you were.
Yeah, it
with
was
the
a year
station.
before I started, yeah.
And the bus was parked out in front of the station. Literally, they slept in the bus and stumbled off the bus into the live performance lounge. Great session. You'd never know you just woken up.
Well, I guess that's the big idea. Now we're old pros. You know, we've done, you know, some of the morning shows, television shows and stuff, where you get this sheet that says load in at 4:30 in the morning. It seems unimaginable. You know, a lot of musicians I know are just getting home at that hour.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, and then you have to put on your best game face.
Hey, speaking of the bus, Adam, I heard that you know a trick I learned years ago from being a reporter and driving in vans and still needing to read, that in order not to get car sick, the trick is to raise your reading material to eye level, and I didn't know anyone else who knew that tip except me.
And I couldn't tell you where I got it. Somebody told me that once, and it changed my life.
Sure.
As a kid, I could do whatever, read up, down, whatever, and then something changed. I couldn't do that, and somebody showed it to me. Now I get a lot more reading.
So isn't it interesting when you talk to people about the fact that you can read in your car, and they say, "How in the world do you do that?" And you tell them how easy it is, and they go, "Oh my God, that's so much more easy than it really sounds." I don't believe you.
All the tricks I know are like that. That if you just show someone, oh, it's just that. You know, it's like making poached eggs or something. It's just really easy.
So can we talk about the trick that Neil Young taught you?
You can, yeah, absolutely. I'd been listening to his records and was mystified. There was one tuning that he used that didn't make any sense to me. It was familiar enough. There's elements of it that are familiar and elements I couldn't figure out. And about 2 years ago, Nora got invited to do it's called the Bridge School Benefit Concert that he's been doing for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
And I'm standing at Neil Young's house in his backyard at a bonfire. And I'm standing next to him like empty, and I was still kind of nervous, like, okay, this is it. This is my chance. So, hey, Neil, yeah. Can I ask you about this tuning you use? Yeah. And all it is, for the guitar players in the audience, is you drop the low string, E, down to D. Everybody knows that. That's called drop D tuning. And then you drop the high E down to D as well. And that's it.
Play a few bars. You know why? Because when I heard it, when you played it, I said, "Oh my God, that's like Neil Young's signature. It's his signature sound."
Yeah.
Well, I'm in actually a whole completely different tuning now, but it'll take me just 1 second to get
Here we go. It's Neil Young tuning in action.
Okay.
Is it okay with Neil if we do this on the internet?
Yeah.
Are we giving away Neil's trade secrets?
He's going to get 10% of this.
Neil's calling his lawyers as we speak.
Exactly.
So I have to get up into it. Right now I'm in open D. A lot of guitar players know that. But the secret Neil Young tuning, I should put a cloth over the Apparently the old jazz musicians, like in New Orleans, used to do that. Like trumpet players in New Orleans back in the early days of filming would do that. They'd play with a handkerchief over their horn
to cover their
secret thing. And some musicians didn't even want to be recorded. And hard to believe now.
Sounds like you hear it there.
A little something we need to try when Bill Belichick's in the room, huh?
Okay, so this is the tuning. It's a normal guitar tuning would sound like this. And what Neil Young does is he tunes his outside strings both down to D. And what's interesting, this is really geeky for guitar players in the audience, it turns the low 3 strings into what would be part of an open D tuning. So it's good for songs when you're in the key of D.
Listen to that. Listen to it. Yeah.
So cool.
Completely, yeah.
So the
amazing.
upper part is like a G tuning, and the lower part's like a D tuning. But anything you play in this tune turns into instant Neil Young. I should make a video like Esteban, but like
yeah,
you
really.
just did.
Yeah. We'll get you a big black hat and some dots.
Okay.
It's the Roy Clark dot method.
Exactly.
This will be the most loaded video
exactly.
of the YouTube universe, and Neil
Turn
Young's
yourself
lawyers will be calling
instantly.
us.
Yeah, well.
You know that you were talking, and you're obviously very knowledgeable about your instrument, and I just learned that you were an editor at Guitar Magazine.
I was a Guitar
for a
Player
while.
magazine, yeah. It's true. I had, in school I was always good with writing, and I started at some point about 10 years ago just sending guitar player stories just out of the blue. I'm not going to publish them, but they started publishing stories, and then somebody left the magazine, and they said, why don't you join our staff? So I actually wrote on staff.
Perfect place for you, too.
No kidding.
It was great. It was a perfect place. And actually, I think it helped me as a writer, as a songwriter, because I was on deadline all the time. And I was constantly just having to crank out a lot of copy, a lot of text. And as a songwriter, you always think you have the luxury of like, when I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I'll write it when I feel it, man. And like editor, like in the magazine world, you can't wait till you feel it.
Yeah.
You have to just do it. And it really helped me as a songwriter to realize, like, okay, if you need 500 words or whatever you need for your song, it's in there. You just have to squeeze them out.
Didn't hurt your quality. Adam just won the International Songwriting Competition
That's right.
with your title track, Washing Day.
Washing Day.
And it's beautiful because I think anybody who's, had a broken romance can so relate to all of the normalcy of life, having to go on and, doing the things you used to do with your partner. It's a beautifully written song.
Thanks.
Yeah, your entire tack that you take towards writing is so wonderful because it's just about normal, everyday lives. It's like Jerry Seinfeld as a guitar player.
There is a line. There is a line in Washing Day. What exactly is the line? It's about you find the crumpled up notebook in your pocket.
What's in my dungarees, in my back pocket, curled and creased. It's my old notebook filled with you. Our secrets now just streaks of blue.
Great line.
Beautiful.
It's Washing Day.
Yeah,
So
because
beautiful.
it's been through the wash is exactly what happened.
Now, was that a real life episode that gave birth to that? That
Yeah.
happened?
Well, it was twofold. One is that really did happen. I had one of my songwriting notebooks full of all, the little scraps and bits and pieces of songs I've been working on, which is, for a songwriter, that's your treasure chest right
And
there.
she put it in the wash.
No. No, I was, at that point, I was doing my own laundry, and and everything was gone. And my first instinct was, wow, all that stuff that I've been banking on is just gone. It's like, the stock market crash of 1929.
Oh, it's the worst thing that happened.
And then I thought, well, wait a minute. It's an opportunity. But it also came from, right around that same time, a friend of mine accidentally burned her house down.
Mm.
She left some candles, she and her boyfriend had like this kind of romantic evening, and they had the candles burning, and then they went out to, I don't know, get a pizza or something, and they came back and the house was gone.
I saw a soundbite once from a woman whose house had just burned down in Mendocino Valley, and she said, "It's the most liberated I've ever felt." It was the most remarkable exchange I've ever seen between a news cameraman and a person. She just said, I feel like I have nothing left to lose because I have nothing left to lose, and now I can start over.
Yeah. Well, that's what the song Washing Day is about, and a lot of the songs on the record really came from, well, just what you said. It's like, it's the normalcy of the tension between what you want and what you don't have. But life goes on. Even the song Party Is Over is sort of, that's like the ultimate song on the record about, when the party is over, but life still carries on.
Yep. Go on by it. Washing Day, the second solo album from Adam Levy. It was a pleasure meeting you, my friend.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks for the guitar lesson.
Sure.